Hello and welcome. This is Roy at Godzilla, and today I have yet another super cool, really awesome figure to review for you guys today, and that is the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla vs. Kong Godzilla 2021 Heatray version. And I got some things to say about it. So, without further ado, let's get things started. And now, here we have the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla vs. Kong Godzilla 2021 Heatray version figure right here before us in all of his exquisite, basic, supercharged Heatray glory, as you can see. First things first, first of all, as you can see, this is a well-sculpted, well-detailed figure. But however, this is not my first Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla figure in this same mold. I have quite a few other ones with the Godzilla X Kong New Empire Godzilla 2024 being my first Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla figure like this. So technically, they're all pretty much the same molds, just with different paint schemes, technically. And also maybe, like I would say, slighter different materials. But because I have noticed that with the Godzilla 2024 energized version from Godzilla X Kong, that one's kind of made out of a little bit more pliable material. But anyway, getting back to this one, yeah, like I have stated, I did have to contact Big Bad Toy Store for a replacement because my first one, like I said, had a warped ball joint socket in the head, and that's why the head kept coming off of that one. If you watch my unboxing video with those Power Rangers Lightning Collection figure sets, you will see that. And I knew right off the bat. Then when I looked at it, the ball joint socket was in the head was warped because I have other figures that are pretty much the same mold but different colorization. So yeah, I was able to identify that right away. But anyway, guys, getting right on to the figure. As you can see, this one is basically in his kind of like supercharged Heatray mode. As you can see, he has his dorsal spines lit, and he's sort of kind of like more like this like dark grayish blue, like dark grayish like metallic blue, but also kind of like icy blue colorization. As you can see, like that's the best way I can describe it. It looks really cool, to be honest. And also, to do a quick comparison to another figure from a good couple years back that I have in my collection that looks very similar to this figure, and that is the NECA Godzilla 2019 Supercharged Heatray version. As you can see, they do look similar in certain ways, except like the NECA figure is a little bit more of a shinier blue. But as you can see, both of these figures kind of sort of mimic one another, if you really look at it. This one also comes with a Heatray breath effect part, and this one comes with a Heatray breath effect part. Now this one has interchangeable head and neck for the Heatray breath effect part, and this one you would stick it in his mouth, and he has like this little like blast platform that it basically rests on. I have that in my drawer, but I'll grab that later. I'll do another separate video comparing these two. I just wanted to bring the NECA supercharged or well whatever you want to yeah, the Supercharged 2019 or the 2.0, whatever you want to call that figure, out for comparison because it does look very similar to the this Hiya Toys one, except that one is from Godzilla King of the Monsters, the 2019 movie, not the 1956 American version of Gojira. Not the you know what I'm talking about, the Godzilla King of the Monsters from 1956 starring Raymond Burr. Not that one. I know. But anyway, as you can see, really sharp detailing in the chest as well. You can see all those muscular patterns very, very sharply carved out, looking really nice and rip, nice and sharp, nice and awesome, looking very fierce, like Godzilla should. Anyway, turning this figure around. Nice sharpness on the dorsal spines there. Really good realistic shape to them. I like how they have all the little smaller ridges sculpted into them, just like on all my other ones like this. And you could just feel like all the little bumps and ridges and scales all throughout his body too. Looks and feels fairly realistic. Not exactly a real scaly skin, but really good. Though I'm talking about texturing in this figure, the way it's sculpted, really good. I like how his eyes are glowing. It's very like whitish, icy blue, silver colorization. Really nice. Also, we do have good articulation. His mouth is articulated, so we can open his mouth. And we can bring down his tongue. And yeah, I noticed this one has some excess plastic on the tongue there that I did not notice when I got it out of the box. But that's no big deal. I'm not worried about that. But anyway, taking a good look, we can see we have some really good detailing on the membrane there, as well as you can really good detailing in his teeth as well. His teeth is basically a very glowy blue colorization because he's firing off his Heatray. And articulation with this figure is top notch, like we all expect it to be out of Hiya Toys, for much less than what we are paying for SH Monster Arts. Thank God. Because yeah, as far as SH Monster Arts, I feel like the quality is dipping further and further, and they're just charging us more and more. I just don't feel like I just don't feel like they're worth it for the price anymore. As much as I love Godzilla, and as much as I love Yuji Sakai's work that goes into the figures, I'm not blaming Yuji Sakai for the downgrade in quality. I feel that that's more on Bandai Namco's part, and they need to fix that, and better yet, lower their prices. But anyway, getting back to this figure in articulation, we do have articulation in the head, so we can move up like so, and down about that much, not a whole lot. We can look right, we can look left. Can we... Yeah, we can do a full 360 cranium revolvus if we want to. Not recommended. And the opposite way, also not recommended, but you can do that. I mean, not recommended because I don't feel like it makes very much sense, but yeah, you can do it. And also we do have some good ball joints in the shoulders, so we can rotate those arms all the way around a full 360 and the opposite way. Same is true with the other side and the opposite way. Oh man, And we do have a swivel in the elbow as well. Swivel those elbows all the way around and rock them forward and back. Same is true with the other arm. So we can swivel that elbow all the way around. And as you can see, rock it forward and back like so. And we do have some wrist articulation in the hand, so we can wiggle that wrist forward and back and rotate it all around. Same is true with the other hand, so wiggle that wrist, rotate that hand. And this one also does have good waist articulation. So, well, at least did. Well, my first one did, the one that had the defective head joint. But anyway, you can bend the waist that far down and that much back up, and also we can rotate all the way around a full 360, although it is relatively stiff. So yeah, also not recommended. But you can do it. And as far as hip articulation, the legs can spread out like a little bit, so we can spread out the hips like at least that much, and then bring them back in. We can rotate them all the way around a full 360, and the opposite way like so, without worry. So yeah, glad that joints on Hiya Toys figures out of the box are not insanely crazy tight like they are on SH Monster Arts figures half the time when you get them out of the box, where you have to heat them up, then you have to apply baby oil to the joints or some type of lubrication to get them to move, or like dish soap or something. And yeah, for the price we're paying for those figures, we should not have to do that. And another problem I would say we have with SH figures, SH Monster Arts, SH Figure Arts, if a joint isn't too tight, it's popping off like nobody's business. And that's not something I feel like we have to worry about too much with Hiya Toys. So yeah, if something's popping off like nobody's business with Hiya Toys, it's probably because you got a defective joint, like I had in the head with the first one. But other than that, I find the articulation is really good, so we can bend the knee forward and back. Same with the other leg. So we have symmetrical articulation with this figure throughout the body, which is good. And also we can rotate those feet on a ball joint all the way around, which is also good. Same is true with the other foot. And as you can see, his toes are well sculpted as well. So really nice mani-pedi on this figure. I believe Hiya Toys done a really good job. And also, as far as the tail articulation, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 articulation segments in the tail. So yeah, you're getting a good bit. And as you can see, we can move the tail a good bit. So we can put it like this, we can put it like that, we can put it in a very pretty S-curve there, so we can do that. And yeah, we could even make it look like he's swimming, so we could put him in a swimming pose if we wish. So put it that way and get his tail like so. As you can see, very, very smooth articulation with that tail there. Now, with my first one, I also did have a defective ball joint with the tail on the first one. And yeah, that one I didn't discover until later. But yeah, I have swapped them out, and now the tail is fine. Good, perfect, smooth, fluid articulation. So that is good. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this figure. As far as articulation, as you can see, as far as what I was demonstrating, is really good. And now for the fun part, the Heatray breath effect part. Now I have taken this out the tray, but I just put it back for safekeeping. but I am going to take it out again. And yes, I have duplicates of this effect part because the Big Bad Toy Store sent me a replacement free of charge because of the defective neck joint. So yeah, let's get this on best way I can. So let's get started. First thing we want to do is we want to pop the head off. So we really want to be careful when taking off the head because we don't want to snap this barbell style ball joint. I mean, we don't want to snap this barbell neck joint technically. But anyway, yeah, you can see how the neck joint on this one, you see how the lip is fully rounded. Now this piece right here, that's just excess plastic, that's nothing. But you see how it's fully rounded? If you look at the picture that I posted, if you go on my post and look at the picture that I posted with the one that had the defective head joint, you will see at the top of the head joint right there, at the ball joint, where the lip was warped on that one, or it wasn't staying on properly. And that's how you'll notice if you have a defective joint on your figures. If you see like the ball joint like it's warped or pressed in, or it just isn't molded properly, that's how you can tell. This one, however, you see how the lip is fully rounded? Yeah, this one is good. This one stays on like it should. But anyway, getting into the interchangeable head. First thing we want to do is we want to put this neck sleeve on. So, and we want to put the interchangeable head on. This is kind of a tight squeeze. I've tried this before, and yeah, trying to get this on is, yeah, as you can see, and trying to get it to stay is no easy task by any means necessary. But anyway, it is doable, and let's see if we can get the Heatray breath effect piece in there while I have this in. Yes, so I'll just show it to you this way. I'm sorry I'm hitting my camera, but anyway, that's how it looks with the Heatray breath effect piece applied to replicate Winnie's the scene from the 2019 King of the Monsters movie when he's rising from the sea when Dr. Serizawa revived him. But anyway, yeah, that's how it basically looks. But anyway, let's take this out. Also, I think what would be cool if Hiya Toys, I know they do have stands for figures, because you do get them like with the King Ghidorah figures and stuff like that. So I have like 2 of those. What I think they should do is, you know how they have like the SH Monster Arts and you have like the Tamashii Nation stands where you can like peg the like Heatray breath effect pieces to the stands, and you don't have to really shove them in their mouths. I think like Hiya Toys should consider doing something like that for convenience purposes, to where if we want to like have the Heatray breath effect, like use like a Heatray breath effect part, but we don't want to like have to change out like the head or anything. And I just dropped it, didn't I? You guys get what I'm talking about. I mean, of course, like you could just use your if you do have SH Monster Arts figures around, you could just use those Heatray breath effect parts with these and just use those instead. I mean, they will work because you're just using a stand. But anyway, like I'm saying, I think Hiya Toys should do like some type of equivalency to that, because I think that would be really good. But anyway, yeah, my overall thoughts on this figure is relatively positive. If I have to give this figure a final score based on detail, articulation, and playability, I have to give him a drum roll, please. A well-deserved, straight up, knocked out of the park 5 out of 5 stars score. Why? Because although far from perfect, I think this is a well recommended, well detailed, highly articulated figure that has really good articulation, detail, and playability. Checks out on all 3 categories. Articulation, like I said, top notch. You're getting pretty much the same level, if not close to SH Monster Arts level articulation with these figures, so that is a definite plus. Playability with these figures are actually better. You don't have to worry, like I said, you don't have to worry about these popping apart nearly as much if you try to move them. And another good thing, like I mentioned, you don't have to worry about overly tight joints out of the box too much with Hiya Toys figures compared to SH Monster Arts. So that is another definite plus. Also another definite plus I would say with SH Monster Art, I mean not with SH Monster, with Hiya Toys Exquisite basic figures is they're basically made in more abundant quantities than the SH Monster Arts versions of these figures, which is also a definite plus, and also they are more affordable. Where I can see, you know, years from now in the aftermarket, the Hiya Toys figures being a lot more easier to get and more affordable, and, you know, basically just easier to find and get at a more reasonable price than an SH Monster Arts figure. And speaking of pricing, you know, I do feel like pricing for SH Monster Arts has been getting out of hand in recent years, especially with the dipping quality. Especially when it comes to the SH Monster Arts Gamera 2 Legion figure. Like, seriously. Come on, SH. You're gonna sell a figure for the same price, if not close to the same price, that you can basically pick up a brand new PS5. Like seriously. Come on now. But anyway, getting back to this figure, like I said, well recommended. You can get this one from Big Bad Toy Store, like around like the $50 range. I'll put the link in the description for you guys if you're interested. But yeah, like I was saying, this does remind me a lot of the NECA Godzilla 2019 Supercharger V2 figure. So yeah, it kind of almost they almost kind of look alike, except this one's like bigger and thicker and bulkier and has more points of articulation than this. But I think these are both like pretty cool figures. But anyway, yeah, that pretty much concludes it for this review. I will be reviewing more. I still have the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Tango Warrior figure set to review, so do be looking forward to that. And I will be putting out some more Bionicle set reviews pretty soon as well. Also, next month, may not be getting new figures in for review next month, because I do need to put money toward getting a whole new gaming PC, because, yeah, mine kind of killed on me, so I gotta get a new one, so that's gonna cost me a chunk of change. So I'm gonna have to review figures that I have on hand that I haven't reviewed yet. So yeah, I don't know how many of you guys are gonna be interested in that, but I gotta do what I can to get content out there. You know, I'm just asking you guys to bear with me. But anyway, guys, if you made it this far into the video, thank you guys all so much for watching. Your viewership is much appreciated. Love you guys. Stay safe. Take care. God bless. And peace out.